The Discovery Walter Sisulu Challenge has not only grown in terms of number of teams, but the tournament has also made great strides in equaling the field by handing out equal prize money for both males and females. The tournament has developed its own development structure, starting with under 17 players going all the way to under 9 structure. This tournament has seen notable names in the football fraternity pass through the Nike Training Center in Soweto where this tournament is held. Let's first start with the importance of development and where you should focus.
Well, development is a huge part of progression, and I think we talk about development, and I always emphasize on the women's game because that's where development needs to happen, a lot more. But yeah, tournaments like these are the stepping stone of, having the involvement of, kids and players that are yet to be discovered. Coach Simpiwe said that development doesn't stop anywhere. It's an ongoing process.
In developing our style of football, tournaments like these are an opportunity to marry the formal and the informal aspects of football. These sort of tournaments are well supported and offer a good litmus test in terms of seeing if players can perform in front of crowds and also provide players an opportunity to be scouted.
There's formal and informal way of learning. So you can't discard the informal way of playing because you are pushing the formal way. They all come together and align. It's all about the timing. How do you want to present that product? And when you have young players and you are teaching them to say, we've seen about Neymar, we've seen about Ronaldinho, we've seen all of that. They do what we do in the townships, and nobody teaches these players this, but they teach themselves. How do you hone the skills and say, you know what, ngifuna le 360 uyishaya endaweni ethize because you are drawing players this side, then ushaye pass ephumayo. Now you are infusing what the players have locally and all of that with the professional side of things because you are preparing them also for that level. It would be unfair for us to say when we see players doing these gimmicks and all of that, and we discourage them and we say this is not South African football. What is South African football? Maybe we must start defining it and say South African football, where do we want to see it? Do you want to see it in professional setups, in amateur setups, in just tournaments where we are having fun? Then we must stipulate. But for me, it will be key for us to be fair and be realistic to say there's different people that are playing football for different reasons.
So what has been achieved by this tournament in the last 20 years?
When it was not fashionable to have the women football in tournament, we started it long time ago. We started with Portia and others. The next generation was Refilejani, understand. Some they went to become coaches, you understand. And I was happy that I see that the women football were treated, and we went far as Discovery Walter Sisulu Soccer Challenge to make sure that the price of the men and the women is the same.
As South African football first looks to return to its former glory of being the best in Africa, may development tournaments be the meeting of great minds in not only preserving our culture, but also on how football should be played in this country. But may our players be holistically groomed to be ready when they're called upon. For SABC News, this is Tando Mqolo.